Welcome back to another episode of Spilling the Tea with Angie and Abby. It's been a hot minute since our last chat, so sit back, chillax, and enjoy the tea that we are about to spill, whether you like it or not.
No topic is off limits. Mom and I only know how to speak without filters and a spoonful of sarcasm.
More than a spoonful.
So in other words,
Don't get butthurt.
Come on now, it's 2025. Why are we still pussies?
No, honestly though, I think the person that was most butthurt was Dad last night.
Dad definitely last night.
So I'm going to tell our listeners what happened was you and Garrett, your brother, my son, want to get your own place, and you guys picked out the best fridge.
Our dream fridge, the KitchenAid fridge that's at Best Buy. We really don't know the actual name to it.
But it's a KitchenAid, and it's $4,000. And last night, Dad was dozing off in our bedroom, and we were way the heck in the living room. And he all of a sudden had to spring out of his fucking bed. Out of his sleep.
Running in his greatest Bob Ross hair out into the kitchen.
Bob Ross hair.
Wow, you can buy a fucking car with that money.
Well, then he starts trying to.
Shit with that money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a $4,000. And he's looking at us thinking, and you could just see him thinking.
It was reeling.
What did I do in life to deserve children like this?
Well, then he tried to sell our fridge to you for $4,000.
Yeah, he's a fucking swindle.
Yeah, so he went from dad mode to, well, if you dumb fucks are going to spend $4,000 on a fridge, you might as well buy my fridge.
And I love how
which came with our house.
I love how one of my things is like, yeah, one of the features is it has a special place for your eggs.
Ours does too.
Has that, you fucking idiot.
And then what was the other one? It has a spot for soda.
Yeah,
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Special drawer for soda.
I honestly that was the best.
That's like also the most American thing ever.
Yeah, but
Special drawer for a soda.
But at the same time, if you were there when we were up north, when, like, Aunt Jolene, his sister, my sister-in-law, she got us, like, a lodge for, like, all the siblings. Yeah, and Dad, one of the things, I mean, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was, like, 3 levels and arcade in the bottom, whatever. But there was a fridge that Dad fell in love with to the point where when we left, he's like, we're buying a fridge like that. So I found it hilarious that he was, and that's why I was pointing it out last night too. I'm like, babe, you wanted a fridge.
You love food as much as Garrett does, and I cook as good as I do. We need a fridge.
We're foodies. Like, Dad is not a foodie, which doesn't make any sense to me because of his beer belly and all that. No offense, babe.
Oh my God.
But he's not a foodie, so whenever I get done eating and I say I'm stuffed, like 10 minutes later, I'll be like, oh my God, what are we going to have for supper? He's like, how could you think about food right now? And I'm like, I know, but yeah, dessert. I'm always thinking about shit like that. And Dad's like, ugh. So he's not a foodie. I am, which is probably why I was over 350 pounds because I'm a foodie. I love food.
I do too. I'm lucky that most of my food taste is like a lot of vegetable-oriented things. I would say, besides like a lot of like potato-based things.
Potatoes have so much starch in them, yet I just bought a bag of potatoes, so like who am I to say anything? But, you know, whatever. Dad just needs to grow up here and be a foodie, I guess.
Yeah.
I like, because it would be a lot easier to be married.
He liked my carrot salad, and that actually surprised me.
Yeah, I just don't, it's just really hard to be with someone who isn't a foodie because then all you're talking about is food and the other person's staring at their phone playing a game that they swore they would never like. I had to call Dad out again on the game thing.
He's like every day thinking about food to the boys, and they're just like, okay.
What do you want for supper? But I think it's more of a woman thing too. Like, what do you want for supper? And then the guys answer,
no,
food.
It's just I hate not planned things.
Me too.
When things don't go according to plan. I hate that.
Me too.
Last minute things or change of plans.
It all depends on my mood though. Also, like at last minute, if anybody were to ever say, "Do you want to go out to eat instead?" I'd be like, "Yeah."
Well,
now. Right now.
Free is the question.
You buying? Yeah. You buying? I'm going.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I don't have to cook. But when it comes to like when you guys were growing up, I always had to have like a menu, and you picked on me, and you just recently picked on me about it.
And I will, because I'm just that person, and I think this is actually like a huge reason why I am this way, but I'm always doing very different things, or I'm trying to do different things. I cannot stand things being, you know, the same all the time food-wise, because it gets so
It gets boring. I get that. But when, in my defense, I had 8 kids that I was cooking for, so, and you see how I write my list, because you went and got stuff for me, and it was easy because I had it from veggies, meats, dairy.
Well, I wrote it down like that the last time Garrett and I went shopping, and we
it was
got
so
out
much
there so quickly.
Yeah, it's so much easier. So I have to have my list very meticulous, so when it comes to like having like what I'm gonna make, I can't go in there without a list. I will buy everything but, and then come back with all these odds and ends, and I just can't afford that. Hopefully Trump will help us to where we can afford everything. I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't know.
And everybody else with him.
So what's up with you saying like no offense a lot lately?
Because I've noticed that lately I've been saying a lot more brutally honest things, like the things I've been thinking, and
Lately?
I've noticed that, yes, definitely more lately.
No.
Yes.
You were born that, baby, you were born that way.
And I've noticed that it's been making me a lot more enemies lately than ever. So now I'm like...
No offense, but your hair is horrible. It looks like shit.
Oh, no.
No offense, you smell really bad.
I'll just come out and say that if somebody does. Like,
I know. So how are you making more enemies now when you always spoke like that? Now you're just trying to be nice about it and adding the no offense?
You know what? It's because I think it's because I'm realizing too that, like, I've already realized this, but I'm an adult now. It's not middle school or high school where you can go back and be like, they said that way back when, you know? No,
Yeah.
You're an adult now. I am set in stone.
I don't
in how
want
I
you.
feel and think.
But on this podcast, we always say don't get butthurt.
Oh, yeah,
but in
definitely.
real life, you're walking around. No offense, but you look like shit.
Well, it's
No offense, but you're wrong.
With it, though, too.
You have to make sure you're doing it with major sarcasm if you want to
Because,
go.
you know, but the real world, you know, is very different at the same time. Like, yes, I love coming on here, being able to say exactly what I think. Do I do that on my everyday basis? Not all the time.
In your head, you
To my
do.
best extent, yes. But nowadays, you have to step to...
You
tiptoe
do,
through
yeah.
everything and eggshells through everything, and that is just in general. Because your
That is
reputation,
true.
you don't, especially with, like, wanting to start a business.
Oh, yeah,
and
you have...
wanting to do things differently
Yep.
for myself, especially being a small town person with a small town connections and everything. You have to be, you know, get into that mindset where it's like, okay, the things I do say actually do matter.
Well, absolutely, 100%. But, like, if I were to follow that, then I wouldn't have this podcast because I say everything like I mean it. And I've had messages from people, and like even from, like, last year, you helped me. Thank you. Like, I love your podcast. Or I didn't even realize they were listeners because they live near us, some neighbors. And she's like, I love how you are just yourself. Like,
No,
so
yes,
there is a
filter,
right way
yes,
and there's a wrong way.
Having no filter and being able to say anything, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But, you know, there is a line, and people, I think a lot of times who, other people I've met who aren't the same way, most of the time,
The
don't
Libbies
see
that-
that line. People
Yeah.
don't see that line anymore where it's like, okay.
Oh, it gets really
we are-
blurry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah.
I understand what you're saying, though, because you're starting your own business with the jewelry, which you
Yep.
actually did follow through with, and you got it posted. I'm going to hopefully model later on
Yes.
because I'm so beautiful. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. No offense, but I'm beautiful.
Yes.
But, so you do want to have that separation because you don't want people to be like, oh, well, you know, you just have to have that business
Exactly.
aspect. I get that.
I want people
My
to
business.
still respect who I am as a person and as like my character.
Yeah.
And you know, do I want people to respect that part of me? Especially, but I don't want them to see that only thing.
And I'm glad we even got into this because, like, I want the world to, if they are going to know me, know that me with the podcast, everything, I can be my true authentic self because that's just the way it is. I'm going to speak my mind.
Well, and
you
as
know,
always, though, it's easy to do so when you're, in your own space with just a mic in
Oh,
front of
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
That it definitely helps.
And you
but
knowing the people too, but
Yes.
us not actually seeing our audience, it's like a lot easier to speak our mind. We're not in a closet, but like just say we were. It's a lot easier to speak our minds if we're like in a dark closet, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
and
mean,
so.
That's a little psychotic, but
I'm a
we
little
are
psych,
a little psychotic.
like I'm on psych meds, so I would like to assume that I'm
Speaking
somewhat
of being
psychotic.
psychotic, I actually wanted to touch up on how the winter slumps are bringing everybody's moods array. And
Dude, I've been seeing a lot of it on
also creepy.
Facebook.
Yes. Like
Oh my gosh.
And I think especially as Wisconsinites, as a winter baby myself, somebody who adores winter, it's like my favorite season ever. There's no snow, no one's catching fish. Ice.
Oh my God,
There's
Dad is
deaths.
butthurt
There's
about the
deaths on the
snowmobiling.
ice. There's no sledding. There's
Yeah.
nothing.
It's
And
literally 50 degrees right now
Yes.
today. I almost wanted to take the top off of Ethel.
And then I saw Florida got 7 inches.
Yeah.
And I cried.
I actually
I'm
am
not
surprised
gonna
you brought
lie.
that up because I was gonna bring that up. They act like where was that? They were using like snow like for snowboards.
Mm-hmm.
These kids never saw snow in their life. Louisiana. They were using like those wakeboards or whatever
Yeah.
the hell they are. I don't know
For
because
the-
I'm not from that
yeah.
area. That they use in the ocean. They're using them for snow, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Why do they have snow
It's
and we're
crazy,
over
you know.
here? I wanted to take top off the Ethel. What the
I
hell?
walked to the mailbox today in a t-shirt, no bra, and fucking sweatpants.
Thanks for the visual. I did not. You're my
Well,
daughter. I
I'm
didn't.
just saying how cold that's how, for
It was
reference,
really nice.
That's how
out.
warm it
It
is
is.
outside,
It
guys.
is. It really is, and it is really sad because Dad last week was like, I might as well put the snowmobile away, and I'm like, babe, it's okay. We're gonna get snow. And then on the way here, because we're at Abby's place today, on the way here, I was like, I want to take Ethel's top off. I want to
What?
ride. Yeah, it is so nice out. I had the windows down and everything.
That's them hot flashes.
And it's the hot flashes mixed with the 50 degrees outside.
But
and
it
it's
is-
going to be February. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a
I'm
kid,
outside today eventually.
if I could rewind back, let's just pretend it was like to date, right? I would be sitting in front of my mom's window when she had the kitchen sink, and she's like, we're too poor we can't afford sleds, blah blah blah. Do what I did when I was little. So then my brother and sister and I would sit on this cardboard box on this hill and stare at her in our winter gear, and there was snow everywhere, and we would my brother Joey was like, just stare at her. She'll give in eventually. And she did every
Yeah, because
time.
it's
Because it's
sad.
the mom guilt.
Yes,
and
it's like, oh my
I was totally guilty of that. But
Can't
we
even
just,
get my kid
we
a
even
sled.
inched that like cardboard box just a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
would stare at her and wait. And then we'd come in, it's not moving. It's not moving. So if I were to do that today to the fact that we had like foot, like 10 foot of snow when I was younger now it is
I think
ridiculous.
Even when we were younger, like Leroy got to run around with a thick hoodie.
Oh yeah, even when you guys were
his-
younger,
his-
when I was raising
his
you guys.
sweatpants and his costume on this year.
Yeah.
Fucking sad. When
Yeah.
I was younger, we had to have snow pants
Yes.
on under our costumes because there was snow on the ground and it was freezing.
So I honestly don't think it's the whole being stuck in the house thing this winter.
It's
I think it's
everything.
more or
it
less
is the weather.
the weather being all chaotic
Yes.
like this. It is
the
going to bring
slumpy winter weather.
yeah.
We
It's
do not have snow.
get outside.
No
Take
wonder
that
it's
vitamin
there.
D. I mean, if you're not going outside, because we really haven't around here, we haven't had
No.
the sun. So get that vitamin D and get some in your body because holy crap, that is a big thing. Vitamin D is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So get out there, and I think that has a lot to contribute with it too. Is just this weather is not the normal Wisconsin weather because. Yeah, I remember you guys going outside and having snowball fights and Matthew putting
Yup.
ice in the damn snowballs and
And as this single lady who has like all this spare time, I could be out sledding and snowboarding, skiing, doing
Yeah.
all this fun stuff. Can't do it because
well, might as well go to
Well,
Florida. You
no.
can do it in Florida. No, it was
I
in
can do it in
Louisiana.
Florida now.
Yeah, go to Louisiana. So, I wanted to bring up the topic of my Dom glasses, I call them. you guys gave me shit about them like forever. And I'm like, hey, I tried them on. I liked them. They were my free pair, right? So now I had them for 2 years because of our insurance. And then Dad and I just recently got glasses. And Dad's free pair, he decided to pick out some Doms.
Which Dad does look way better in Doms.
So,
no offense.
well, he put them on, and he was the one that was like, babe, you need to get those Dom glasses 2 years ago. And then here I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, you need to get them. And then I go, we're on our way home. I'm like, you know what's really messed up is the kids are probably going to be like, hey, you look really good. But for me, they'll give me nonstop shit. You know, because I got more. And I was going to get different glasses, which I did. I got granny ones just for fun because they were free.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, I do actually like them.
They look so much like Grandma Koopman's.
They do. They do. But, like, I find it hilarious how I'm still the only one getting shit for having the Doms. And then Dad was, so, like, I honestly have never seen him mad at Luna. Like, ever. Have you ever seen him mad at Luna?
No, never.
Luna, if you don't know,
She
Luna is
too
our land hippo.
The dog that Dad never wanted but is obsessed with.
Yeah, she weighs way more than she should, and my husband is just going to be like, don't talk about my baby girl like that. Anyway,
He's probably sitting there
right now, yeah.
going, oh, my dog's like
I can't.
He's gonna
That's it.
us.
I'm gonna cut her off. I'm gonna cut her off because she made fun of my land hippo. Well, your land hippo fucked up your glasses, and I've never seen Dad so mad. He actually went and pushed her off the bed. He's like, "What the fuck's your problem?" And these were free. These were free. They're free glasses that we have a warranty on.
He was just
so mad.
Excited.
So he went from like not giving a shit and to me even like, you should just get some Doms. Nah, I ain't gonna get any. To his favorite I'm saying human being at this point. Luna is literally a human being. Yeah. To like kicking her off and being like, I'm done with you. I find it amusing.
She's such a needy.
But also, I have realized.
Who else is really needy?
Me. And you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. We
But
are. Oh,
Matthew,
that's not the answer you wanted.
Matthew when he's drunk as hell.
Oh my God. Let's not even. Matthew when he's drunk as hell. Okay. Matthew is my twin, my son. I have twins. And so he's my second born son. And he just turned 21. And
I swear the kid can drink one beer and be drunk.
Yeah. Not even one. I thought I had a bad tolerance.
I think he fakes it to a point.
No, I called him out.
He definitely fakes it to a point. But
I called him out.
He is a lightweight.
I called him, yeah. I had to call him out because the following morning he was still talking to me with like I'm like, dude, you are not drunk. You slept 9.5 hours. You ain't drunk. Stop acting stupid. So then he realized he couldn't get away with that around me.
Like,
so,
why?
but he was like, just recently he was at the bar and he's like, I'm gonna go have a few drinks, try to make some friends or whatever. I'm like, have at her. Get out of here. You know, you're 21. Who cares? But he wanted to be responsible and tell us. And then walks out the door and we hear his truck start. Dad's like, he wanted to tell us to be responsible, yet he's starting a truck. Call him right now and tell him to shut that fucking truck off. He can walk to the bar because we live near a bar. We live near two of them.
Not even a block away from one.
Yeah, we live around.
And then a block away from the other.
Yes. So he ended up, he's like, oh, I never thought about that. Well, maybe kids like that at 21 shouldn't be drinking at all.
Yeah.
But I'm not one to really speak because I can't handle my alcohol very well either. My tolerance is horrible.
One Shutter home wine, and she's out.
Yeah. So Matthew went to the bar. He was gone maybe 20 minutes, and this is including the walking because he went to the bar that was furthest away from us.
Oh, my God.
So it took about 5 minutes to get there and 5 minutes to get back. He called me from there. Hey, Mom, I'm playing dice. And then
he was shaking for shots.
I said,
what he was doing.
Yes, I was like,
you were taking advantage of that poor.
He didn't pay for any. He's like, I won every time. And I was like, Matthew, why are you calling your mom right now? You wanted to make friends. And he's like,
you so mean?
And he goes, everybody just heard that. And then
so you could be stuck stuck up everyone else's ass, but when Matthew stuck up yours, it's not okay.
I felt really bad though because he was having a bad week, you know.
So you made it worse.
So then all of a sudden, we're like, I hang up the phone and it felt like seconds later. It felt like that. I'm not saying it was. It just felt like it. All of a sudden, the door, and he comes in. I don't even know what he said. I just was looking at him going, oh my God, he's actually not joking. He really is drunk. And then I hear him fall.
I want to know what shots this kid was
I don't
taking.
know, man, but I hear him fall, and I was like, if that motherfucker put another hole in my hallway,
Oh
I
my
swear to
God.
God, right? All of a sudden, I hear him and Colton are actually getting along because he's buying Colton stuff. So they're getting along.
Yo, Garrett laughs.
Oh,
He's like, yeah, I
Yeah,
got it.
my son Garrett's here and he's playing games, so he's trying to stay out of it. But yes, he was just laughing because I feel like he's buying love. I don't know. But Colton's like, yeah, I'll take mozzarella sticks and corn dogs for getting anything.
And that's that versus Colton and me, where Dad's like, I don't know, that's Colton soda. It's cold.
I know.
More of this, that. He could give it to you. Just don't drink it. Just don't drink it. I'm like, just let me fucking ask. And
Yeah.
I walked in the room. I'm like, hey, Colton, can I have this Dr. Pampa? He's like, yeah. Okay, thank you.
I know,
Walked
but
up.
good
Dad
luck
was
now.
Just like, what?
Yeah, because Colton is even worse than you, and we'll get into that later when it comes to change. But with all of a sudden, I like go to check to make sure Matthew is like not putting a hole. I didn't even care if he fell. I just didn't want another hole in my wall, right? So I go and I look, and Colton's bringing in a pillow, and he's like, Colton, you should give me something to. I think I'm gonna puke. And then the whole night. I'm like, oh my God, it sounds like he's having an exorcism. And then he wakes up. I watched him wake up and look around at his surroundings. He's like, have I been here all night? I'm like,
Oh my fucking
yeah.
God.
He's like, what has happened with my life? I'm like, I don't know, man, but that was epic. Like, it was literally epic.
I had a night like that one time. It was a time where my old high school bestie, Sammy, and I decided to mix 3 types of alcohols together.
Oh,
We had
God.
wine, Jägermeister, and pineapple juice.
That
in a
does not
big
sound good.
Canister. And we were chugging it for TikTok.
What?
Because we were being dumbass.
Were you in the
kids.
hot tub too?
No, we were in
Oh.
the pool.
Oh.
Well, then all of a sudden we got off of it because we were like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So we got off the stupid TikTok shit. We're like trashed. All of a sudden Elena comes over. And she's a bad influence. She's always a bad influence. And so then all of a sudden we're all in bed. I'm like, yeah, I can jump pretty far.
Oh, I've had nights like that.
I'd be running from the cows and stuff. I can do this. And you know
Cows
what we were
aren't as
talking
fast.
about?
What?
Getting on top of the pool house.
Oh my God.
And jumping off the roof, trying to land into the pool.
I'm glad you
And
didn't.
there was a porch. Oh no, I did.
Why did you do that?
I
Because you
did.
broke
I
your,
did,
you
yeah.
literally broke your foot.
And you know what I did
running on
that
morning
same
dew.
Leg, and that same
Oh my
leg,
God.
I jumped off that fucking roof, instantly regretted. I looked. I'm
Did
like,
you regret it
I looked
as
at
you
them,
were going down?
I looked at them, started laughing at them like I'm about to fail. Started laughing, and my leg literally, here's the pool.
So
did a
basically-
90-degree angle.
Yeah.
Scratched the hell out of the whole side of my thigh, and I just fell into the pool, accepted my defeat. I
So,
got out
like,
of my guys. That's
Honestly,
when
how
you're
much
too
did you
drunk.
drink though to get to that
Oh,
point?
so much. Oh,
'Cause
so much.
I'm jealous, but at the same time, I'm not because I'm like
you're
a
not
cheap date.
Kozlowski.
Well, no, I have 3.
I
I'm gonna spill the
am-
tea here. I got 3 baby daddies, so like you're a Kozlowski, I got a Carrie,
a Kozlowski,
and
Polish, Plasky drinking gal. And
Yeah.
us girls,
don't say that because I'm a Polish
Well,
Plasky
you-
girl, and I
you
can drink
kinda
2
stick
wines, and I am
Plasky, though.
like,
You know, you didn't stomp around there too long.
I was there for like 20
You were
years.
making moonshine when you were little.
I was watching your dad make moonshine.
Yeah. So when you had me, you knew I was gonna become.
Oh
a
yeah,
singer.
well, just seeing your dad like that, yeah.
And
Your
so,
dad
like,
actually played like
So you just knew I was gonna be a heavyweight.
almost a heavyweight when it comes to drinking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely because
I had to find that.
well, I had to because you're not heavyweight, but like, so my 2 baby daddies got along, your dad and my ex-husband, and their birthdays were pretty close to each other. So there was one year they had a birthday party together, and they
That's
had
so weird.
no. What's more weird is there is a picture floating out somewhere of them two having their arms. Like your dad's behind John and giving him like a hug, like they're gay. And there's a picture out there with their cake. And I was in the house. I'm not sure if I took the picture or not. Either way, they were all drinking moonshine, and there was a whole bunch of men there, right? Oh my God, your dad, I hope he doesn't listen to this. Anyway, so they were playing shotgun bowling. I've never heard of shotgun bowling, okay? And your dad's like, and you ain't from Pulaski if you've never heard of shotgun bowling. And then they're all drinking with these shotguns, and they're shooting at the fucking pins, right? So then I was like, I don't like this at all. Like, you guys are all
don't you?
Alcohol and those guns.
Okay,
Don't.
and
So I said that, and your dad's like, don't worry about it. As soon as we get drunk, what? As he's slurring, as soon as we get too drunk, we'll take guns away, right, Hoyda? Because there was a Hoyda there. It was actually at his house, Rob Hoyda's house, I think it was. Either way, he's like, we'll take the guns away, right, Hoyda? And he's like, I hope you know you're drunk. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, we're taking guns away. No! If somebody does something stupid, we'll take it away. And I'm thinking, what's stupid? Shotgun bowling is pretty stupid. When you're drinking, if you have a moonshine thing,
I think his dad's
your dad was
fucking moonshine.
your dad was wearing these like his bib overalls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And John was wearing something very similar. And I'm just looking at the both of them, going,
This
why?
is my taste in men.
Why? I gotta change my taste, which I did. I leveled up, okay? I leveled up with my man now. But they are way too similar. And the worst part of it is your dad was the reason why the guns got taken away.
Yeah.
Because he shot into the ceiling, and it was a 2-floor, like, house.
Oh, my Lord.
And then, just to make this story even more interesting, the whole time we were there, it wasn't Rob. What is the guy's name? I forget his name. Rick. Okay, sorry. Rick Hoyda. It was his brother's house. But he lived there, and he's like, whatever you guys do, I got a new recliner. Nobody sit on this recliner. So all of a sudden,
I know this because Dad told me his part.
So all of a sudden in the morning, I slept in one of it, like Rob's kids' like bed or whatever, and I come downstairs and I smell this real bad smell of piss, and I look, and then again I look at them going, again, I need to change my taste in men. They both, John and your dad, had a big piss spot on themselves, and your dad,
That is moonshine.
your dad goes, hey, can you help me out? I'm like, no, we're not together anymore. He's like, no, like, I don't want him real mad at me, so can you help me clean this chair off? I said, no, I'm not cleaning the chair. So he goes and cleans it, right? Dumbass forgets to change his clothes or take a shower. So when Rick came down, he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why is my chair wet? Your dad's like, I had a little sweat last night, so I cleaned it off for you. I can't. And he goes, and he's all serious faced. And I'm sitting there looking at him. And you cannot deny the fact that he looks like a 3-year-old going, I didn't pee. I didn't pee my pants. So then Rick looks at him, he's like, did you fucking piss in my chair? He's like, no, I didn't piss in the chair. He's like, oh, you did. So what I'm getting at with all of this.
I know this story because Dad told me about it one time.
What I'm getting at is I never got the Pulaski, like, Polish drinking part. I am definitely not that. I'm more like Grandma Koopman, where she had one drink here and there. But Matthew, out of all the kids that came out of my vagina, is the only kid, and I know this for a fact because we tried it out on Colton, or you guys did. Matthew's the only one that can't handle his liquor. And he can't handle
Garrett-
someone whacking
Garrett
off in his work
drinks
truck.
So much Jack. It's unbelievable.
Garrett? Oh, yeah. Their dad was good at drinking too. But back to Matthew. He also cannot tolerate someone whacking off in his work van. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
No
the
offense, he
whole
took
family
offense.
Called Matthew a rat in the group chat.
Oh, he was so
Shit
upset.
on Matthew. I told
So-
another family member she shit on Matthew, and I know she's probably thinking, listening to this right now, going, "That's
Yeah.
me."
So
cannot
here's
believe
some
everybody
tea.
Shit on Matthew for ratting on the coworker jerking off in the work truck.
So here's some tea. My low functioning autistic son works at a salvage yard for tractors, right? And he goes, there's a new kid working. I say kid because he's probably younger than Matthew, I believe.
I would just like to add, for those of you who do not live in a very redneck area, this salvage yard is a very busy place.
Very busy.
Yes, it is a very busy place.
They
around
bring,
here.
like, you literally have to have a worker with you, which is what Matthew's a worker, obviously. But, like, in the yard, you cannot go in the yard without a worker. So, like, you always have to have an employee there to help get whatever tool out or part out or whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, Matthew was training this kid, and he did not train him very well, or he did, however way you want to look at it.
No.
So he wanted...
I love how they were like, let's put the autistic kid with the autistic.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Why?
But Matthew didn't know he was autistic, and I don't know how he didn't know. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the low of functioning in him that didn't see it. But either way, he comes home or he sends us a message in our family chat that I love, and says that he caught an employee masturbating in his work van. But that's like about as far as it went with his explanations until after work, and then it's still slowly coming out. But either way, the family chat was great because everyone literally was like, "Why'd you?" Because Matthew said he not like saw it and then told on him, and they're all like, "You're a rat! I can't believe you're a rat."
Mom, you were the number one person that was calling him a rat.
Oh yeah, I know. I was, because I have how many boys? 5. There's only one child, and he's in this room that I have not caught masturbating. And that's Garrett. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you for not scarring me.
He goes.
I have even caught girls, or some of our girls. So, with that being said, I am going to call him a rat. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I've seen too much.
you're a
I've
rat.
seen too many things in my life. But what ended up happening was, so this autistic kid that lived in a group home, had a job there, got trained by Matthew, decided to take his break a little bit earlier than Matthew, and Matthew,
And a little bit longer.
and a little bit longer, and he wanted to be by himself for a little alone time with his phone.
But Matthew wanted his damn
Matthew
cigarettes.
wanted a smoke. He wanted to have his cigarette. So when he saw something odd going on, he went over there and saw that this kid was masturbating. And to make it worse, instead of just walking away like, "Oh my God," like I would have, Matthew knocks on the door and says, "Can you hand me my cigs?" And the kid stopped masturbating, grabbed the cigarettes, and threw at him with his cock in his hand the whole time.
No.
Yes, he was trying to tell you that last night. He went like this. He had his cock in his hand, grabbed the cigarettes, and threw it out the window. And then, oh yeah, it wasn't a automatic like window.
it was a rolling
He said
window.
it was
I
a
was
rolling
thinking
window,
about
Mom.
that
It was a
part.
rolling window, so you had to sit there and slowly roll it with his
I was
dick out.
confused
Slowly.
about that part.
Yeah. So, don't go to my son's work to masturbate. Okay, don't. You'll end up getting caught by my son.
And
He'll
he'll
look at
snitch
you,
on
laugh. He'll snitch on you.
And
You
then
will
you'll be
get
a
fired.
laughingstock.
You will get fired. And then Matthew will continue to be called the rat of the family. And hey, the good part of the story is Matthew kind of made a friend because when he was getting fired, the kid was getting fired, he fist bumped Matthew. And all I could think of is,
With
did
the
the
same
kid change hands?
Yeah, with the same hand.
Matthew goes,
Or-
Matthew's like, the good part, Mom, is he never mentioned why he was getting fired, and he was like fist bumping me. So clearly,
What
he
if
knows.
It was a fist bump like? Thank
What
you
if it
for
was like-
helping me lose my job.
Yeah, that's. And then I realized the kid was super like more autistic than Matthew. So I'm like, dude, that was one of you. You got rid of one of you. Like, no wonder why you
Rid of
have.
the competition.
Yeah. He's like, only one autistic guy can be here. And then,
Besides Bubbles.
well, yeah. Well, Bubbles, I'm like all of them. They're all definitely like junkyard people. But I think what was
ladies stay off the site.
what I thought was weird too was what Matthew also said, that I am a rat because I'm telling the whole world. But like he goes, he could have at least like parked the van over there where there was more room and it's more private. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you masturbate at work? He's like, no, but if I did. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, but everybody has those thoughts. Like,
Oh
why
my
wouldn't you do it over here? Like, you know.
But it's kind of like the
That's
people.
the fucked up
What is that
living.
called? A voyeur? A voyeur? Maybe he wanted to get caught. Maybe he wanted to slowly roll that window. Can you imagine like just sitting there whacking it, and then all of a sudden, hey, can I have my cigarettes? Yeah, hang on. But
I
he's
think it's
slowly
romantic-
rolling his
a
own.
romantic thing. For
It
to
is a
happen to
romantic.
Matthew.
Yeah, it is a romantic. So I was thinking for Valentine's Day.
Maybe get Matthew a vehicle that has roll down windows.
I was gonna make him a Valentine's, because you know how every year I make you guys a homemade card.
Yeah.
I was thinking about maybe asking him if he wants to, like, it's something with cigarettes, like throwing cigarettes at him or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be perfect.
Here's for a good time.
Okay.
Speaking of Valentine's Day,
What do you want to or hope to receive from Dad this year, or what have you received from Dad that you liked or you hated?
oh good Lord, so we've been together forever, feels like. So I have gotten, in the beginning, like I got gifts of like jewelry, like, but the thing is, we have a few thieves in the house. So, like, some of the jewelry got stolen and then sold. One of them got, like, flushed down the toilet. And these are all really expensive, like, jewelry. But I'm not a super, like, flashy person. So I'm not saying, like, but I was really romantic,
Yeah, of course.
But Dad is not. Dad's more of, like, a kind of hopeless at being romantic. But at the same time, he'll do little things throughout the year, or just little gestures. Like, bringing a soda home for me almost every day, or a Kit Kat and throwing it at me, or a Twix.
Well, that has nothing
Okay,
to do with.
but I know. So
Those
I
are just things a husband should do, as reiterating things that you do. Those are just small
I
gestures
know,
that
I
he
know.
does that makes up for things that you do. Like, that's just.
But what I'm
a
saying
role
is, like, there was and then we had a rocky marriage for a while there. So, like, I really didn't get much, but then we started getting a little better, and then there was one year in particular. Yes, baby. I know you know where I'm going with this. I got a Minnie Mouse bag. I love Minnie Mouse. We have the Minnie and Mickey matching tattoos. So he gave me this, like, it almost looked like a child Minnie Mouse bag. It was purple and all that. And inside of it was a shaver, like a facial razor, and there was something else. I'll have to look in my pictures, but it was like all things a woman does not want for Valentine's
thought
Day.
out to you, and that's what I think is honestly the perfect gift. Something that was thought out to you and what you would like, because that's not something every woman would want.
No, I'm saying that's what Dad gave me.
But that's what you loved it.
No,
Oh.
I literally looked at him like, what? This is the worst fucking gift you could ever give somebody. He's like, you were just saying your face was kind of hairy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is funny. It is
So
funny.
something wrong in me with that. I feel like, oh, that's so romantic.
No, it is funny. But Dad's also a practical person. So, but I do try to every once in a while drop a hint.
Spending money, she gonna be using this shit every
But
day.
then so that was me in like the beginning of our relationship. I always thought that like those kind of like the nice gifts like meant the most, but really they don't. They really, like, I don't want a $500 fucking necklace, and that's what I got once, and it was stolen and then sold. So this year, I was like, babe, it was this week, I'm like, babe, I don't know what to get you for Valentine's Day. I never do. I was thinking, because you need new underwear, and I need new underwear, maybe I can get those personalized ones with my face all over them.
Oh my
and
God.
Dad just sit there, hands on his hips, looking at me like I was crazy, which I am. And he's like, no, I don't need your face all over my dick. Sorry, my phone is going off like crazy, and I do not know why. Anyway, so he goes, no, I don't think so. So then I was like, well, fine, whatever. I'll get some for me with your face and all, whatever. Well,
Oh my
then
God,
we
you're
lay in
giving
bed.
yourself some.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But we were laying in bed and I was looking on Amazon because I'm not one of those like, oh, you know what he need? Like I have to look, okay, sometimes. And I've always wanted one of those like albums where I like, and it's from the Up movie,
Yeah.
the Our Adventure, whatever. And when I saw that album, that just recently, I was like, oh my God, I need that in my life because I can put all of like our road trips from Ethel. I could put in there and I can journal about what I love the
and
most.
I think that's like one of the cutest, most sentimental things.
Yeah, so I go to, but Dad's not one of those touchy-feeling
But
kind
he
of
kinda
person.
is to a point.
But he is kind of, but also not. So I go to him, I'm like, babe, I was gonna get you, I'm like, I was gonna get you a gift, but I know how you be, so, but I mean, so I won't get anything super romantic, but I kind of like this idea. He's like, that is romantic, and I really think it's a sweet gesture. I think that'd be great. I was like, yeah, and I was all proud of myself. And then Dad bombs me,
When
and
you're with a guy who has like no emotions.
yes, all of a sudden he like floored me, and I was like, yeah, right. And then he kicks it up a notch and goes, I was gonna get us Bigfoot costumes,
What the hell?
and I'm like, what? You need to.
That is so romantic.
You don't understand
That's
how
so-
romantic that
No,
is,
I
actually.
do. You know why? Because there's one day I got a message from Fabio. And we're
Oh,
talking
Fabio.
about things we could do, right? Dates we could go on.
Hmm.
We're brainstorming. And I go, well, we could dress up like clowns and go stand under streetlights flickering and stare into people's
What kind of
windows
clown,
together.
though? Like, what kind of clown? Like the It
creepy,
clown?
Like creepy.
Like the It
bloody,
one?
yeah,
Okay.
like creepy,
Or-
bloody, creepy ones. you
Okay.
know? And he's like, oh my God. That'd be a great idea. And we were both like, yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what?Maybe that's not a good idea. And then I'm like, yeah, maybe not with all the stigmatism. He's like, no, that's not why. And I'm like, oh, why? You don't want a clown fetish?
Well,
He's
not
like,
just
maybe-
that.
he
John,
goes,
there's
maybe,
John
dot,
Wayne
dot.
Gacy.
He's like, maybe, ... but maybe I don't want to be murdered. And I'm like,
Yeah, John Wayne
definitely.
Gacy was a clown, and he murdered a lot of boys.
Well, Fabio can murder this. See,
Oh my God! Why do I think the Bigfoot costumes are romantic? Is because a while ago, in like the beginning of my podcasting, I actually have it's like 30-day challenge. The episode's called, and I talk about wanting to go squatching with Dad, where I want to get the Yeti costumes and then like
You and
fuck
Dad
with
have
people.
always been the dress up and fuck with
We
people
fuck with
type.
people, yeah, and it would be awesome to just drive that or wear it and driving with
the
Ethel.
doors off?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we want to do that this summer. So when Dad said that, I've been wanting a costume like that since we had gotten Ethel. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't think he realizes what he did, to be honest. And I know he's gonna hear this, so babe, I actually really do think you're getting me that. So if you don't, I'm gonna be kind of really disappointed. Just
Yeah, you
saying.
need to squat.
Because I have been wanting to squat, but hear me out though. If we're gonna go
Sorry,
squatching,
you say it that way.
well, if we're gonna go squatching, I thought it would be funny to fuck with people's trail cams and be like, like
Oh
make
my
them
God,
think, you know.
I caught
But
Bigfoot.
but I don't want to do it during hunting season.
That'd be really bad, yeah.
That'd be
That's
really
an
bad.
obvious don't fucking
Yeah.
do that.
But I mean, I love Bigfoot. I love me a Bigfoot. But what was your good?
I have
gift.
never honestly really received Valentine's gifts from anybody or like Christmas gifts or gifts very often from men.
That's
But-
because you
or
pick out
boys.
shitty ones.
Or boys, I
Yeah,
should
you pick
say.
out shitty ones.
But I will say, well, there's one that I will never forget. I'm sorry, but it geeks me out.
I take a
Because-
drink and she
because I'm
starts
thinking-
laughing.
Because I'm thinking about when I received it, and I
Did you just
literally-
like,
I'm back right at Pulaski High School, standing in the middle of like It was on top the stairs.
Yeah.
In front of the comments. Everybody, you know how everybody watches the people on top of the stairs in the comments. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you know everybody does.
Yeah.
Point is,
Yeah.
so we're up there, and so we're basically in front of everybody. He's like, I got you a gift, this and that. So all these cute ass like girls are watching him because he was like one of the
Did they
girls
still
that
do
all
the
these girls
roses
wanted.
there?
Yeah.
Or you buy a rose,
You could do like
for your
roses or
crush.
lollipops,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But what he did was
Oh God.
stop me, but then he had a big old bag and had like paper in it and stuff, like it was this grand gesture.
Yeah.
And he
The
digs-
tissue. Oh my God.
And he digs out a green apple with googly eyes and he glues
That is the best gift. That is the best.
A fucking green apple.
He had to put
with
thought
googly
into
eyes.
because
And
it's
so
your
I looked at him.
personality.
So
That's
I
your,
looked at him. No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
just,
it is to be
it's
goofy.
lazy because I swore he got that apple and found googly eyes somehow.
Yes,
put it
and
on.
he had to put
I
him
don't
on.
know.
I give
No.
kudos to that
No
kid because
kudos.
you're a weirdo,
Because
and
I
that would be
looked
awesome.
at it and I literally felt the tears welling up. And then I looked up. I'm like, this is
How
mind
long? Wait,
you-
how
mind
long
you-
was he talking about this gift to you?
Not
Was there
long.
okay? So it wasn't like an
But this is
anticipation.
the thing is, he sent me a song to ask me to be his Valentine. This elaborate, like really lovey-dovey song, and then he had
okay.
like already like bought me chocolate.
Well,
and
how
was
old?
like,
Well,
"Wait
how
for
old is he? Like
Valentine's
16.
Day." We were like, yeah, we were like 16.
So 16-year-old boys don't know what they're doing.
But 16-year-old boy knows not to gift a girl fucking.
I don't know,
like
man.
googly eyes!
I don't know. I don't know. Matthew would probably
To
give
me,
googly
I
eyes.
was like, because
Hold up! You just brought up the googly eyes. Okay. You say a grown man wouldn't get googly eyes? Wrong.
No, a grown man shouldn't get googly eyes on a green apple for a girl.
Babe, did you hear
for
that?
Valentine's
Did you hear that,
Day.
babe? Because Dad and I were at Hobby Lobby this last summer, and that's where we actually found my floppy sun hat that he had to get me.
Oh my God.
And Colton and him went off to look for things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I know Colton is like mostly not my kid. Because Colton came up with a tiny ass little fucking shopping cart and those tiny little fucking babies,
Yeah.
right? A bag full of little babies that someone would use at like
That you guys bought him.
and Dad had a big old bag of googly eyes and he still has them. And he's like, I'm going to use them. I don't know what he's using them for.
Oh my.
I don't know where they went.
That's dad.
So a grown man do buy googly eyes. That's what I'm
My
saying.
Lord.
So would you consider yourself, Abby, to be like the hopeless romantic?
Yeah.
or
I would say the hopeless romantic because when I like somebody a lot, I put a lot of thought in the things I do. I'm a very like action oriented. That is my love language. Like I
Yeah.
do things for you, and I'm very like I'll cook for you. I'll like, oh, you want your laundry folded? I don't do mine, but I'll do yours. Like
Yeah,
examples,
literally, I came
things
over
that.
like last week
that
and
is
yeah,
who I am. Like I will
Folded
do
your
things
clothes.
for people. That is how I show my love. Cooking, especially.
acts of kindness. Yeah.
Yes, acts of kindness, acts of affirmation. You know, things
So
like that.
are you one to also
So-
like buy your own lingerie, do all that kind of stuff?
But I am most of the time because I also like. With that being said, as we've talked about before, is I do always feel like I am the man. And also no guy has ever wanted to treat me, and so it's just like always been I found the wrong ones. I found people like
Do you
I
think
found that I
Fabio
don't need
is?
somebody to like sit there all day and tell me they're obsessed with me, that they
Yeah, you do.
want all these things.
Yeah,
I
you
really don't. I need somebody to show me that.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that's-
need you to see me every single fucking day. But when I do see you, I want your full on attention. I want you to show me that you want me there, and I want you to.
You want to feel
Yes, like when-
wanted.
if I'm not gonna see you, and I'm going to see you, you're gonna see me, not just be in my presence.
Yeah.
And so
Are you really not? So now I want to see, because honestly, like I don't think I've ever really asked you this. I just want to see if you're a lot like me. Are you really good at giving out hints that you want to have sex, or is it really hard to read you? And
no, I'm pretty straightforward.
I need to be more straightforward because last night I was trying to get some with Dad, and then I was like, like kind of looking at him and stuff. I could rub his foot one day and he'll be like, "Well, I don't want to have sex." Like, dude, I don't either.
I think
like,
another thing.
Our
that's
language
different
is hard. Like, we've been together for so long and we still can't read each other.
Well, I think that's a lot of I hate to like pull age into it, but I do think that is like an age thing where we were in such a hypersexualized society as a young crowd of people.
You
that,
meaning you?
Like Gen Z all as a whole has been smothered in, you know, sex. It runs the industry, it runs marketing, it runs everything, and we know this. So with that being said, like, I think that our generation and general are just more in tune with that versus other people.
You know, actually, I do agree with you on that because you walked in on Dad and I once, and you were wearing this like helmet, and you were just like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. When I was younger, and I ran into I walked in, and I thought I heard my mom crying, and I ran in there to make sure she was okay, and I saw my dad on top of her, and I started to hit my dad, and I had tears, full-blown tears, like I thought my dad was hurting him.
Kids knew, Mom and Dad are humping, like it's time to get out of
here. Yeah, because you guys taught, because Colton would knock on the door and be like, "I know you're humping my mom." And it's like, what the fuck?
So, like, with that being said, that just shows, you know, society. I think that really just comes down to it that a lot of kids nowadays, it's not that we want to be so sexualized, it's that is just the world that we were given. So when it comes to, you know, things like that, and, you know, signs and letting the other person know. I think that our generation as just a whole in general,
I literally
are more comfortable just saying, "This is what I want, this is what I need from you," and that's that. I see it all the time where it's like people are most of the time comfortable going, "I don't want a relationship with you. I do just want to hook up," or
I'm glad I'm done with all that.
And like this, because now it's like it's a very brutal like.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
That's why.
But I also hate that I
found somebody so cool and such a great person.
Yo,
Slankelfall,
yeah, like I've never met you yet.
Dating pool, I was lucky to find who I did. Because it's like, it is it's a brutal.
I'm glad I'm not.
It is brutal. I mean, even the things that I told you that I've experienced at the bar as a bartender with a boyfriend. I mean, people, especially my age. I couldn't. It's a lot.
But I just honestly for Valentine's Day. For Valentine's Day, I almost put it it was in my Amazon cart, but I had to hang it. I had to delete. I had 2 candles in there. Light if you want a blowjob. Light it up if you want to have sex.
That's a very Gen Z thing, right there.
Because Dad and I still have the issue. You know what Dad's sign was last night that he didn't want to have it? This was Dad's sign. Ready? He looks over at me with we'll call again Bob Ross hair. And he's like, "Hey, hon." I'm just like, it was the longest motherfucking fart I have ever heard. And I could taste it.
And that's how you guys
I could literally taste it. And then I look at him, I'm like, "So we're not doing it." He's like, "What? You wanted it?" "No, we ain't doing it. You want to lick my asshole?" Like, "No! I don't. Go away." Like, it was so bad.
I can't with that.
That is my romantic kind of guy. He farts.
Oh, that gives me that.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But, like, I'm not joking about him farting like that. That was bad.
No,
I could literally, I felt like I could taste it. It was that bad.
I actually have
it was that bad.
I have to actually put a little tidbit on a good gift I got that could, how I say that the Gen Z is overly sexualized, and I literally thought about this gift then.
Oh my God.
Like, oh shit, actually, I have received a gift I liked on Valentine's Day. One of my first high school boyfriends actually put it on. I completely forgot about this because usually I try not to.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being serious.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a Mandalorian shirt with Baby Yoda on it that said like something about nap times.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, I'm obsessed with taking naps, and I'm obsessed with Mandalorian. So then,
and your chicken
I
nuggies.
used to be at least. So then he got me that, but then he got me like, you know, my favorite flowers, you know, usual dude thing.
Yeah.
But then he got me a card that said "Dead Ass Though," and then you opened it, and it was a song that was, I think it was like,
"Oh my God,
Big Butts and I Cannot Lie."
Oh my
and
God.
I remember opening it, just looking up, and it's like.
Like he took the time to
like
pick out the card.
Oh
my God!
Of your ass when
oh
I
my
saw
God!
This card. And I was was sitting there like, why is that so romantic?
Oh my God.
Butt?
Yeah,
Oh.
I am one, like, I make your guys' cards, and I always got you guys, like, my kids, the hearts, with the chocolates. You remember when you were, like, you'd always get them?
Yeah.
But,
Actually,
Dad...
I just brought that up to Garrett when we were at Walmart. I was like, you remember when Mama used to buy us these little hearts?
I did the last couple of years, too. So I've always done that. I always do that, and for the grandkids, like, for Emmett, I always... ship something up there or send something up there.
You know what I think is sad?
But either way, let me finish.
Those $1 little hearts.
They're crap.
Now $4 or $5.
Yeah, I know they're crap. But either way, I put a lot of thought into all the cards that I make, and I know the ones that I make now are funny, but I still put a lot of thought into them. But for Dad's cards, I would read the card, and the card had to match how I felt, right? And it would take me a couple days to find that perfect fucking card. And Dad is not religious by any means. And all of a sudden, I would read the card, and then it would have... I had a bag full of cards because I keep them because I'm like that. If you look at almost 99% of them, all are God-focused cards. And I'm like, babe, you got an issue. He's like, oh my God, I didn't even know. So then we started giving each other like stupid cards, but now we don't. I don't think I've gotten a card from him in a while either. Hint. I don't know. A card would be really cool with the Squatch,
Yeah, a card.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually.
Oh wait.
One thing that I was like, we were spiraling out ideas. We as women, I will say.
Yeah, we're helping you ladies out. What do you need?
I'm the women race, men.
Candles, lingerie,
Candles,
sex would probably good that day.
But it has to be lingerie that aspires with your woman. Don't just go out and buy some trashy shit. Get something she'll like.
Oh, but hold up. I disagree with that. Okay,
What?
actually, I disagree.
Ew.
No, I will tell you why I disagree. Because no man wants to get the wrong size. Because then all of a sudden the woman is going to get it and it's way smaller and be like, what?
What does
What?
getting something she'll like it have to do
What if
with
it's an
a
extra
size?
small and she's an extra large?
Well, then you're a bad boyfriend if you don't know.
Like,
your
Dad
kid's
doesn't know my
size.
size.
You're a bad.
Dad doesn't know my size.
Shame
I don't
on
even
Dad.
know my size.
Shame on Dad.
No, he knows, like, because I wear, like...
He knows about your size. That's a
yeah,
lie.
but
He
still,
doesn't
I
know
would
your
not
size.
want Dad to buy me underwear.
I'm saying if your man is so goddamn oblivious that you're wearing a large and he's buying you an extra small or a small, dump his ass because he's fucking
Yes, that's what I'm
retarded.
saying. You could
Like,
buy, like,
that's
that's...
different.
And that's the whole, like, the lingerie thing that I wanted to talk about was also, like, feeling the body shame. Because just recently, I was, like wanting to, I was talking about a family wedding that you and I are invited to, and I was talking to you about getting a dress and stuff, but I was like looking in the mirror and I was thinking, with my clothes on, first of all, I was like, I'm actually going to try a different kind of dress for this wedding, right? And then I took the clothes off to get in the shower and I look in the mirror and I actually started crying. And then what the fuck's your problem? And then it was basically like, I was moving my little, my fupa from having kids and my extra skin from losing weight. I was moving it all like, if I just chop it off right here, I'll look really good. And he's looking at me like, no, I love all of that. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I look at myself and I'm like, I could never wear that lingerie. It might not ever make me feel sexy. The boudoir shots, I wouldn't want to do that at this.
Ties into like but that's more like what makes you feel beautiful then, not like because it's not always an object or something that, you can get that makes you feel beautiful. Sometimes, it's just always.
It's just it's a mind fuck because honestly, I
too,
feel worse about my body now than I did when I was over 350 pounds.
Because I think you get too much in your head about it now.
It's like, why do I hate myself more now at less, like I almost lost 160 pounds. I'm 2 pounds away from that.
And that's
I should be happy about that.
And you know what's sad about that is I hear, I have a lot of body positivity type influencers that I follow just because I prefer to follow those type of people over skanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
I like the body positivity, but it
I see
doesn't
a lot
still
of
help
women
me.
who go through weight loss journeys and they're like, why, don't let anybody, shit on you all the time because, in your brain that sometimes confidence is so hard no matter what, just because
you can be
losing all this weight don't mean
Yeah.
I feel that great about myself. I feel even more crappy
I'm
about myself.
I'm almost 11 sizes smaller, or almost 12 actually.
You and I could share clothes.
You and I almost could share
No, we
clothes.
could.
No, my boobs are bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know how,
I have the broad shoulders. You have the daintier shoulders, but you
Yeah.
have big boobs.
but not really. I lost a lot of boob. I used to be like almost an F.
I was a double D in middle school.
I was a
and
double
I'm-
D in
I'm-
kindergarten.
I'm gay. I'm gapping in this B cup.
I'm wearing a Victoria's Secret bra that's padded, and I've never been able to wear padded. But what I'm getting at though is like the with Valentine's Day coming up and stuff, you see all these like on my Facebook, I see people advertising like boudoir shots and stuff, and I almost kind of want to put myself out of the comfort zone to do that just to see if that would help me with my own self-image. But at the same time, I don't want like dad to be like, oh, she's manic. So, but no, it's more, I want to learn how to re-love myself because I really lost a lot of confidence. And I would think when I was bigger, I would go, when I lose 100 pounds, I'm going to feel so much better. But actually, I lost almost 160 and I feel worse. Doesn't make sense.
I think it's like
So
I
that's
said,
why I
it's an
wanna
all in the head
squatch.
thing. I'll definitely confidently say this too. Is I don't know if it was just a show for your little girl either when I was younger, but you did a lot more things for yourself to make you feel beautiful back then than what you do now.
Yes, it was a show. I know what you're talking about. I
Yes,
would
like
put
you
makeup on.
Well, not even. I'm not even just.
Are you
saying
talking about when
that,
I was
though.
bigger?
I'm saying like you would do things like to genuinely just make yourself feel good. You take a shower every day.
I take a shower every day.
Like you would say better things about yourself. Even
Yes,
if it was
I
just
did.
Lying to yourself.
I did.
It was honestly even if it's just you think you're lying and you know you're lying to yourself, still telling yourself that does do something.
But no, the
And so
thing
when
is,
you're
hon,
sitting
because
there
I was
saying, "Oh,
raising
well,"
girls.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is I don't know if it was that, but
Yeah,
maybe
it was.
sometimes that does rub off on you, and you do need to do those things for yourself.
Oh, I know that.
I think that a lot of times, women always forget that doing things to make yourself beautiful, feel beautiful, isn't always throwing on makeup, throwing on your tightest.
No, it's
or your
self-care
most
in
beautiful
general.
dress. Yes, it's self-care. It's telling yourself you are beautiful, telling yourself
Yep.
that you are worth it.
Now, and also, like, if
Doing
you're wearing,
things
if
for
you're
yourself to
raising
make
kids,
you feel better. Put on that lotion every day.
Yeah.
Even for men, put your fucking cologne on, put your perfume on, do things that make you feel beautiful. Listen to music that makes you genuine.
It doesn't have to
that
be
when you look in the
necessarily
mirror,
for
you're
anybody but
glowing, you're
yourself.
happy,
Yeah.
It doesn't have to necessarily always be.
No, but like with you're raising Leroy. Yeah, he's not a girl, but like, if he sees you taking care of yourself, well, he's gonna want to take care of
And all
himself.
the time.
And that's why I always talked so positive. Like, dang, I look good. In my head, no, I didn't. But I saw you girls around, and I'm like, I refuse to have them look in a mirror and go, I hate myself for this, because they saw their mom do it. And I didn't want that.
Exactly.
And now I'm at home doing it to myself, and you're grown.
Yeah, and I'm all grown now, and I get to watch you do it now. Versus when I was younger, that's not what I grew up with. And
Yeah.
So now it's very weird to me in that way. But I think, too, it's helped me because obviously growing up, seeing you be able to do that, it helped me a lot, especially being bullied.
Well, that
in
makes me
school
feel good.
And never made, having that type of energy at home definitely made things a little better. I think it helps me now because it shows me that, things, to me, sometimes it may feel that deep, but it's really not that deep.
Yeah.
There's bigger fish to fry, there's bigger things. And, at the end of the day, if you feel beautiful and you're confident in yourself, other people are going to think that. And that's
Kind of like the
something I've
story you
learned.
told me last night. I don't know if you care for me to share it, but it is like a no filter type thing where you were saying how you change your looks a lot because you do it with your
you
makeup
can-
and stuff.
you can-
And you were messing around with your makeup and you were just wearing black lipstick and whatever, and your eyeshadow was all crazy. And Fabio came here and was like, it's not really my thing, but you look good. And
Yeah.
you said it made you feel good, and it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be like the, oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous,
Yeah.
or you look so beautiful, I love this. It doesn't have to be that every time.
Yeah.
Like, it can be different things that encourage you, make you feel good. Just
I mean,
like,
Dad makes me feel beautiful. He is not the issue. It is literally me, because I see like my extra skin on my arms. It is embarrassing as all fuck, because with Ethel, when we're driving in the Jeep, I could see that extra flap, and it's like, oh my God, I can't wear a strapless dress or this, or the spaghetti straps,
Yeah.
because my arms, I have to hide my arms, or oh my God, this t-shirt, my arm falls out. That's embarrassing. But I'm to the point where I've lost so much weight where I can tone some of it up, but it ain't gonna go away.
And that's just
And
like
I have to
sometimes, and
figure
that's
out how to
overcoming,
be
yeah.
okay with that.
That's an overcoming thing.
And I'm not, and honestly, yes, I'm very happily married. So it's not about how I look to other people. It's
You
literally how I
wanna
look
be-
for me.
I hear this a lot with women and men, who it's like on one side, and it could be like, either or. Who are you trying to look good for? What are you trying to look
Yeah,
good for?
it's literally
Or, like
for
you
me.
say to me all the time, like, why are you dressed fancy today?
I said that yesterday, yeah. And you're
and
like,
it's
I'm
like,
not dressed fancy, but you were
And
wearing
it's
a
more
dress
like
with tights.
if I feel good about myself, my day's going to be good. And actually, this will be
That
really-
is true, though.
This
That
is
is.
a really weird thing to hold on to throughout school.
They
Because
do
I
say
had
dress
Mrs.
like dress
Reynolds.
for
I had
success,
this one teacher named Mrs. Reynolds, and she told us as kids one time, because one day this kid was coming to school all the time in pajama pants, and she commented on it. One day this kid called her out as the most Gen Z thing. I'll comment on that again, because Dad's new nickname for me, I'm gonna egg it on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dad's
as
new
Gen
nickname
Z,
for you is Libby.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I'm not liberal, but
I'll save the
stick
last
with it.
name for us, but yes.
But what I have to say is, he goes, what's the problem? Why do you care so much? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. And what she looked at him and said, well, it matters to me because I want to see you guys do good in life. And when you present yourself good and you present yourself better, you do better for yourself throughout that time.
They say it about for school. If
So
you feel
I-
good about your outfit, you're gonna have a good day.
Just like another time, the same teacher said the same thing. Like, usually teachers would be like, dress in sweatpants for a test day, this and that. She'll go, she'd always say, put your best outfits on, make sure you feel confident to take this test tomorrow. So that's always stuck with me as a
I like
person.
that. I like that a lot, and it is true. That is literally what dress for success is.
Yes,
like
and so
it's a mindset.
I definitely feel that's something that I've always done and always stuck with me in a weird way.
No, it's good though. It's good, and
and-
that's something I have to work on myself. There's ain't
Yes.
nobody gonna be able to
And
fix
so
that.
I think that people need to that's like a
So,
also,
ladies, you ain't alone,
personal
or
and
men.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're
a
not
personal
alone.
thing.
I'm body shaming myself
People-
all the time, and it's
people
not
need
good.
to realize that,
But I also don't want to see
do better
someone.
for yourself.
Yeah, but I also don't want to be that person that's wearing something that someone else is like, you should not be
I
wearing
can't
that.
say that because I be wearing the most
No, I
wild
should not
shit,
be
you
wearing
know
a
that.
size 0. Like I've seen a lot of those
Oh, no,
Walmart
I mean,
memes.
I've gotten those looks over the summer.
I'm talking about the Walmart memes where the ladies are like really, really big and
I
then they
know,
wear these
that's
really,
what
really
I'm
short.
saying. That blue outfit I have.
Oh,
You know what
God.
I'm talking
Yes,
about, that blue
yes.
summer outfit. I wore that to the fucking bar one time this summer. I walk in, we got off the chain. So it's like, this is a bar that people go to all the time. Bikinis in the bar.
Yeah, we've
gorgeous
talked about the
things.
chain.
Point is that these group of boys, I'm walking in, and they are looking at me like I'm the nastiest hoe, and I'm walking, and I'm just
I
sitting
just
there,
spit on
and
you.
I love that outfit too. You know
I
love
know,
that outfit.
I know. I feel like
a
you would love all
powerful bitch.
outfits that are like controversial.
Yes, controversial. And 'cause
That's what makes
especially
you
because-
Libby.
especially because I'm obsessed with outfits that show a lot of skin, but
Yes.
to the point where it's not like other
It's like
super bad.
Your nips are
It's the
covered.
weird- I don't even. It's not even that bad. Like it's weird spots to get cutouts on. Like weird.
Oh, like the
areas.
shirt yesterday
Yes.
where the cleavage part was cut out into a heart.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah,
those
like you're
weird
showing,
ones.
but you're not showing.
Yeah, so it's like
You're giving him a little. You're giving him a little look see.
It's just sneak
It's like a little peekaboo.
Because that makes me feel hot, you know?
Yeah, I know, I get it. And that's literally something I have to work on because it is annoying, I'm sure, for Dad, because every once in a while I'll have
He
that
wants to
certain
see some
day.
boobs again.
Oh, Dad likes my boobs, yeah. But like, no, there will be certain times
That's
where
like, oh,
we'll
I
be
only
leaving
take
somewhere
pictures
and
in
he's
the
like, how many
summertime."
fucking outfits are you going to put on? And then I'll just put a regular t-shirt. Because I'm afraid to go out of my comfort zone. So I got to work on that, but it is what it is. What is your take on neck tattoos?
Oh my god, I think they're the sexiest thing on earth.
On a woman?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a neck
Man
tattoo.
and a woman. I think they're so sexy. Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
don't even get me
I
started.
don't want like a big giant, because you know, like
Especially,
Dad.
deathly, like creepy. Gory
Yeah, no, I don't
neck
want that.
tattoos. Oh,
On
yeah.
a guy, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Even
so
on a
like
woman.
but there's also like the neck tattoos is something everyone's gonna see all the time. Now I don't even know how many tattoos. I'm not saying I have a lot. I'm not saying I have a little.
She has a lot.
But Dad got the neck tattoos of his kids' names on his neck, and the one side says Jordan, and when he was getting it, we weren't engaged at all. And I was like, hey, leave some room in case we have a son. Because I knew I had a lot of sons. You were my only daughter. Mm-hmm. And Dad's like, yeah, I'm not having another kid. So we don't know where he's going to put Colton's name. That's what I'm getting. With that being said, but he's gonna put it. No, he said he's.
Dad's receding hairline.
We're not talking about Dad's hair.
Okay, sorry, Dad.
Yeah. Sorry, Bob.
Spill the tea.
Bob Ross.
Receding, Bob Ross.
He's. Don't get me started. Because I ain't gonna get any for like. I ain't gonna get any for like 2 years after this. Because he gets. Like, man, I took a picture like, babe, you got to see your top of your head.
Guys,
he sees it. He's like,
just as bald as he is.
I am losing hair. Yes, it runs in the family.
There,
Leave me
I
alone.
see
You've
you,
seen
Dad.
my dad. Or I haven't seen my dad, but you've seen my
I
dad.
dye my hair, and people are always like, oh, your blonde highlights are so nice. And this is before I
You
dyed
were
my hair
blonde for
okay?
how many years, and then it went brown
And then it
on
went
naturally.
brown, and then it goes like to a light brown.
It was
to a
so
dark brown.
crazy because it was like you were like four when I slid your new picture into the frame, and all of a sudden that's when I realized your hair was brown.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
what happened to my little blonde girl? But no, like
But yeah, the masty thing, like the gray hair.
no, the neck tattoo is what I'm saying. So back to that, because you brought Dad's hair into it. So Dad got the tattoos on his neck, and I've always, like, even though they're his kids' names, I just find that neck tattoo thing sexy. But I wanted a new spot because I'm putting them on my arms at this point, and I want a new one. And I was like, I found this cute one because I have some in my ears, on each ear. And I was like, oh, I don't know. What I don't want to be the butchie,
I like
you know.
it, but honestly.
But I want something kind of classy. I'm thinking about a bumblebee or something.
I was gonna get mini dragons. I was gonna get 5 small dragons going around my ear for all my like blood siblings.
Yeah.
And then for my step siblings, for like an all sibling tattoo, I'm doing like a 2 out of. It's supposed to look like.
Oh, yeah,
action.
yep.
But I'm gonna get the 5 dragons definitely because obviously.
I love the
always
behind
been
the ear
very
thing,
close.
and because I have the behind the ear on one side and in the ear on the other
Yes,
side.
And my blood siblings and I, have always been very close, and I always felt like they
Well,
were
yeah.
the people keeping me out of the dark.
But that's not your
people
neck.
always
Your ears
whispering-
aren't your
the
neck.
People always whispering in my ear
Oh,
to tell me to keep going in life, to keep doing
Mm-hmm.
better. So that's like kind of the whole point in the ear thing.
yeah, I like that.
But yeah. I think
Yeah.
they're cool. I don't think it's. I mean,
Well, then I'll have to
I
show you
can't-
some
but
ideas I have.
Asking me if you think things are butchy isn't a good idea because I have an undercut and I shave my sideburns. And
We're both bisexual, so I get it. I just don't want to look too butchy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want Dad to think that he's with a man.
well,
That's
I'm
what I'm
the
saying.
bitch who could knock a dude out at the bar. So
Yeah, I'm not.
don't
I
ask
will
me.
run. I
I'm
will
butch for
run.
sure.
I will start a fight with verbally, and I will run
I'll
for
start
my life. I'll be
fight
like,
so
and then
verbally,
Dad.
and then I'll finish it with fists.
See, and then Dad will be running towards me behind the person that I started a fight with.
Actually, spilling the tea that I've been waiting to spill tea with you is perfect time. I
I'm
recently
scared.
I have this new friend, right? And so she is also bi, but she's talking to this girl. And
Yeah.
I've kind of talked to you about this. Well, this girl I uninvited before I knew we were just gonna go out for Mexican on my birthday. I uninvited
Yeah.
this person and I said like, hey, I texted them specifically, not my friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you're uninvited. You're not welcome to the party anymore. I heard about what's going on and how you be beaten on women and woman to woman just because you have a vagina and you're dating somebody with a vagina doesn't make it okay for
No.
you to be hitting on people,
No.
period. You can still catch an assault charge. And I promise you, like, if you do some shit like that in front of me, I'm going to show you what a woman beater is.
So you're gonna beat
Yes,
her.
I told her I'm going to show you what a woman beater
Why?
is.
Why would you say that?
Because my friend is too weak and naive to defend herself and stick up for herself. And so if
She needs to get out of the
Then
relationship.
I told her that. Well, then this chick literally tells me, "Come on, bitch. You know where I live. Step up." I said, "No." Because I'm not gonna come to your house and do that.
Yeah,
That's,
no,
the
she's
dumbest
just
shit
trying to
ever,
get
right?
you in
so
trouble.
I told her, I'm like, I'm not retarded, and I laughed and I said, your daddy pulled this same shit too, because lo and behold, that one tweaker guy that at the bar,
Oh,
yeah, that's her dad. And so
that's why she's like that.
So I
She was
texted her, and I was like,
his
I'm like,
sperm
"Dude,
was tweaking.
I'm not afraid of your dad, and I'm not afraid of you either. So please,
Abby,
don't even try me." And then
she
texted
should
me
be
back.
scared because I'm afraid of your dad,
Well,
and I'm
she-
afraid of you.
She texted me back, and she's like, "You don't know my dad. You don't know my dad. This, that." I said, "How about you text him right now? Ask about me. Ask about me in the night at the bar that I kicked his ass out, and I damn near started throwing punches, right?"
Dang.
And so then all of a sudden she texts her dad. She texts me back, and she's like, "My dad said that you're a crazy bitch. This and that." And then I text her
Hey,
back, I'm like, "Yeah,
you're a crazy
right."
bitch.
I texted her and I said, "This news works exactly. Yo, daddy, right? Take your daddy's lessons in life, girl." And
Tweak,
then
tweak.
All of a sudden, she's like, "Yeah, I do." And then I'm like thinking, "Oh shit, that was a bad comeback." So then I said, "Oh yeah, that's why you're such a loser, right?" And then she's like,
Oh
"Well,
my
at least
God.
I can come with a comeback." And then she put a laugh emoji. And so then I'm just like,
Did
sat
you leave
there
it at
and
that?
I just left it at that because.
Oh
then
my
I'm like,
God.
"Meh, I don't know what to say."
So
What the-
she got the
So
last
she got the last lap.
Me, I'm on like.
So I lost.
There was a girl that was drawing dinosaurs on Dad's arm when we were dating, and I was getting pissed because Dad, when we walked in there and he wasn't drunk, like fully drunk, he was like, "Oh my God, I hate that girl." And then like an hour later, she's drawing dinosaurs on his arm.
I would have whooped
Right?
bags.
So I was like, I tried, but I'm not a physical fighter, right? So I was just like, "Ugh!" And I was yelling back and forth to her.
I feel
I'm like,
Dad
"Leave my
deserves
man
something
alone."
Just to see you
Yes!
in action.
Yes. So then Dad's sitting there and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna start a fight," you know. And she's like, we're going back and forth, and the ending of it was ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous. I was like, "At least I'm not fat," and she goes, "I can fix my fat. You can't fix your ugly." And that's oh my God.
That's
Dad?
deep.
Dad was next to her going, "Oh!" I don't know why I actually married this man, actually.
Oh,
Saying this out loud.
God.
Yes, so then all of a sudden, I go up to her like I'm going to fucking punch her, right? And then I see the exit door, and I run to our car.
You're such a.
She starts running after me to start a fight with me, and Dad's behind her. "You're a pussy!" To me!
Yeah, I would be too.
Oh my God! He unlocked the door so I could get in there and lock myself in.
That is my friend. That's my friend, though. Like, okay,
I will fight
for
you with
example,
words. I will
one of
run.
that's multiple of my friends, actually.
You know what, though? I'm
Lucas.
not afraid to
Lucas,
admit it.
One of my number one friends. He is somebody who knows I can throw hands. He's somebody who knows I'm not somebody to fret with. So
Well, yeah.
every time we go out to Marinette, he's always trying to get bitches to get into fights with me.
Oh my
And
God.
I don't understand it.
Because he
was
wants to
telling-
see you in action.
Because he was telling this girl at the bar one night. She was really drunk playing darts, and the darts kept flying at me and hitting me, right? And I'm just thinking like, damn, this drunk bitch. So I'm like, whatever about the darts, because they don't give. I don't give a fuck. It don't hurt. So she's like, I'm sorry. All of a sudden, Lucas tells her, "You know what? I'll pay you $200.
You're still friends with Lucas?
Girl, yeah.
You should
Lucas and Gracie
rethink
are my
this.
best fucking friends, okay? But
You should rethink that.
But-
Wait, Gracie Finger? I
yes.
love her last name.
So he goes, I'll pay you $200 to throw a dart at her. It's telling
Oh
this
my
chick,
God.
So then this guy who's over there listening to this comes over. This is on New Year's, Mom. So then all of a sudden he comes over, he's telling me, Mom, he's trying to pay her money to throw us at you. Do you know this dude? And I'm like, that's my brother. He's like, oh, makes sense. So then all of a sudden, this chick looks at me, and all of a sudden I just hit her with the dead stare. Like,
But you also have the bull
her
ring.
face
You have the
off.
bull ring that can be slightly butchy scary.
Well, then she
with that
looks
face.
at me, and she's like,
Put those eyebrows
All
away.
of a sudden, I look, and she's looking at Lucas going, like, saying something like, no, I ain't fucking doing that. All of a sudden, Lucas comes up and goes, Abby, you gotta leave this bar. Ain't nobody gonna start shit here. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, ain't nobody gonna get into no fights here. And I'm like, why are you saying
Why is
that?
he
He's
predicting
like, He's
it?
like, that chick ain't trying to fight you. This chick ain't trying to fight you. I looked at him, I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you trying to get me into a fight tonight? He's like, yeah, Gracie, ain't that a fun idea? Gracie goes, no, it's not. I said, Gracie, can I get into a fight with Lucas? And she's like, yeah. I said, are you gonna bail me out? She goes, no, if you two get into a fight, you can get arrested. I'm not bailing either
Oh,
of you
Gracie,
out.
I love
and
you
then
for
all
that.
of a sudden, Lucas is like, what? I'm your baby daddy. I'm your fiance. Like, we live together. She's like, yeah, no, you both can suffer and think about your consequences.
Yeah,
And then
think about your
he's
actions.
like, I fucking hate you, bitch. We're so I hate you.
So it ended up where you and him were against Gracie for not allowing the fight.
No,
And
we're
getting
against
bail
each
money.
other. Like, why are you trying to? Yeah.
No, I get it.
Point is that don't get into fights with me, and my friend tries to pay people.
And
to fight
don't
me,
get into
so-
fights with me because
or
I'm
Gracie
gonna be
Finger,
running.
Or Gracie Finger.
I love Gracie Finger. That last name, it's like, hey Gracie, you like to get fingered? And she told me the worst part is she's a nurse, so she's got to put it in backwards on her computer,
Yeah,
so it's
Finger
Finger
Gracie.
Gracie. I'm like, oh my
They
God, I
changed
love it.
They changed.
They
it
changed
for
it.
her.
God damn it. I gotta call him up. God damn it. Well, I'd like to wrap this up with actually what happened last night. There was the helicopter, the Army helicopter, and airplane. Big crash in some river in oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now, in Washington D.C., and there is no survivors like whatsoever. And there was over like 60 people on the plane, I believe, and 3 like soldiers. So I just want to say my heart,
To all the families,
yeah, like my heart, our hearts like go out to all the family and friends and everything, because that even the amount of people that are recovering everything, that's like love there. You're putting, it's cold ass water, and all that. So my heart goes out to all of them, all of them, or our hearts do. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in today and listening to us babble on and on about anything and everything. We couldn't do any of this without you guys. Check out my Facebook page, Chaotic Harmony, and give her a like. You can find more episodes there as well. And if you would like to help support my podcast journey, all you got to do is click on the link that is the support the show link that is attached to this episode. Or you can scan the barcode that is on my Facebook page. We appreciate you.
Bye.
And last but not least, Abby is a little high.
Yeah, always.
And last but not least, embrace the weird and make normal feel boring. Bye! You did it!
Yay!